welcome again, and we're going to have a nice day and look forward to it. I'm going to have my first speaker come over here, Corbin. Please, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sydney. I kind of feel like the redheaded stepchild of the room. I'm pitching a medical device deal in a Fintech World, but Sydney assured me that this was a great audience, and so I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak with you. Vivos Therapeutics is really the biggest discovery in the treatment of mild to moderate sleep apnea since the CPAP. And so this is my disclaimer that basically says that I'm not held responsible for anything that I say today. My name is Corbin Cowan. I'm the Senior Vice President of Business Development for Vivos. I also am an investor. I'm heavily invested in this company. And as it turns out, this company has pretty much saved my life, literally. That I'm one of the millions and millions and millions of people that suffered from sleep apnea and had no idea. When I got introduced to Vivos, I met with the CEO and he asked me, he said, "Do you have sleep apnea?" I said, "No, I sleep just fine." I get up exhausted, drink a Monster Energy drink and go to the gym to start the day and have 2 or 3 more throughout the day to get me through the day, but I sleep just fine, right? But through this process of coming on board, I decided that I would, just go through the process as a patient, just to understand, the whole system and what people experience. And through that process, I found out that I have severe sleep apnea, that I stop breathing 33 times an hour in my sleep. And between the time I found out that I had sleep apnea and the time that I could get into treatment, I had a stroke at the age of 43. So this is a devastating disease with serious health consequences. I'm not your prototypical sleep apnea patient that everybody thinks, old, fat, and white is what everybody thinks people that suffer from sleep apnea. My daughter, 13 years old, her sleep test is worse than mine. So it's literally an epidemic, and we've got the only real solution to the problem. So I'm going to answer some questions, hopefully for you, that I wanted to know. First of all, does the product work, right? We have more than 14,000 patients that have been treated successfully on the product. So it's not brand new technology. It's just brand new to the world, really. Is the market size large enough? This is the largest market in healthcare. Over 1 billion people suffer from this globally. And in the US, very conservatively, it's a $69 billion market. Management team. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but we've got an experienced management team, that's driving and working with over 120 employees. Clearances, FDA clearances. We're cleared as a Class 1 and a Class 2 medical device through the FDA already. So that box has been checked, and we've got a mountain of clinical evidence, and we're continuing to build additional supportive evidence for the efficacy of our product. As I discussed, OSA is a serious health condition. Obstructive sleep apnea is caused by an obstruction getting into the airway during sleep. So what happens is that over time we've developed very narrow airways, and in a presentation like this, I don't have the time to go into all the reasons for that. But so when we sleep, our muscles relax, and our tongue actually falls back into our airway, creating the obstruction. So our technology assists in developing a larger jaw structure. It's non-invasive, non-surgical, and I'll touch a little bit more on that here a little bit later. So currently, the current treatment modalities prior to Vivos were basically a life sentence. You had the option of getting a CPAP, which many people have survived on. The problem with the CPAP is that you can never get rid of it, right? It's something that you're gonna have to wear for the rest of your life. The other less invasive treatment modality was what's called a mandibular advancement device, which is an oral device that just simply moves your jaw forward at night and opens your airway temporarily. That's also a life sentence. Once you remove the oral device, your jaw retrudes back into your airway. So this is our founder, Dr. Dave Singh. He discovered this over 10 years ago. Trained, did what every good professor that makes a discovery does, right? He went on the lecture circuit and started training dentists and physicians about this technology, and as a result, he trained thousands of dentists to apply this treatment. But because there was no support structure, no business behind it, unfortunately, not many continued on treating patients, so that not many people were treated. This is really our differentiator. We've created a business system for the dentist. A lot of the dentists that got trained early on went back to their office and didn't have a business system to actually generate revenue with their knowledge. And if they, had questions or weren't comfortable with a particular case, they really didn't have anywhere to go. So we created a business system that includes a consultant that is assigned to their practice, a clinical advisor who's treated hundreds and hundreds of patients that can handle all of their clinical questions, and a market advisor that is there to help them generate demand within their local market. And all of that is included in the cost of training as they go through our program. This is kind of a market comparable. Inspire Medical is a device that does nothing to cure or create a solution for sleep apnea, but it does keep the patient alive. They go in and they surgically implant a battery box under the chest cavity. And they run a lead to the lungs and a lead to the base of the tongue. And so when you stop breathing at night, it sends a shock to the base of your tongue, and your tongue sticks out and wakes you up. Not a real comfortable solution, but again, it does keep you alive. The reason I point this out is because we are tracking very well with their development and how they raise capital and kind of their plan. They went public in 2016, and at about a $200 million valuation, and are now trading at a $1 billion market cap. So this space, the sleep apnea space, is starving for a solution, and we feel like we have it, and we are positioned very well to go public this year in 2020. And that is anticipated. Again, we're strongly positioned. We've got our FDA clearances. We've got multiple FDA clinical trials underway that will further bring validation to the product. We've got thousands and thousands of patients treated. We had 300% year-over-year growth. Our revenue in 2018 was roughly $3.7 million. 2019 it was 11.2 million, and we're projecting 24 million for 2020. Oops. So we need your help in a couple key areas. What we're looking for, we are doing a bridge round right now, raising $15 million in a Series B preferred round that is convertible at a 25% discount to the IPO, with 100% warrant coverage at 125% of the IPO price. That's exercisable for 3 years. So we feel like we've got a very compelling offer. Gives you an opportunity to kind of double up on your investment, at little risk with the warrant coverage. We're also looking for providers, dentists. Everybody, either is friends with a dentist or has a dentist. We're looking to get introduced to expand our provider network. Right now we've got about 300 active providers. to serve, over 30 million people. So we've got a little bit of room to grow in that area as well. The other area that you may be able to help us with is we're still looking for that anchor healthcare fund, institutional investor that will help support the stock during the IPO. And so if you got any connections in that space, then that would be also a great way to help us get this life-saving treatment out to the world. So
Thank you.
with that,
So-
thank you.
Thank you. How can everybody want to get in touch with you? How do they contact you?
Yeah, so I've got it up here on the screen. You can actually get a more detailed deck, everything at vivosopportunity.com. All the slides, they're different than this, but they're more detailed and go through kind of a full presentation of the company. My email is ccowan@vivoslife.com, and you can text me at 405-229-4052. And yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, CCOWAN
Okay.
at vivoslife.com.
That's good. And so the audience at home, actually, we have about almost 10,000 people watching this.
Fantastic.
So, good. Well, thank you very much, and appreciate. I hope we had you earlier. We had you in the panel on the innovations, new innovations, but because of your daughter's got to sing on the national anthem, yeah.
Yeah, so I do apologize. Normally, I love the opportunity to network. I found out on my way here that my daughter's singing the national anthem
That's
tonight at the basketball game. And so Sydney was gracious enough to move me forward, and so
Yeah,
thank you very
we
much.
wish her luck, and thank you very much for coming in and to the Thank you.